Good morning, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Jonathan here, just wanted to unfurl some new ideas, some new intentions and awareness that I was playing with today. Bringing to you right now some of this great music by one of my favorite bands called Dirtwire. If you are familiar with Dirtwire, you know that the one of the main producers, he is also a producer of the group called Beats Antique, and he is his name is Dave Satori. He's also going to be performing and teaching at the Solar Sound Men's Electronic Music Immersion, which I'm super stoked about. But that's not what this is about today. What I'm going to be talking and sharing about are some new downloads and revelations that I've had in my meditation practice, because if you knew me, you would know that I meditate every single day, usually for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes even longer. And it's been an effort really to transform and transmute my mind and my body on a neurophysiological level. And that's been my quest over the years, has been to essentially tune my body as an instrument for consciousness. Because right now in this moment, as you know, we are on the great precipice of an awakening on our planet. I'm going to turn this music down right now. And this awakening is not only the awakening of consciousness that we hear so much about, but it's the awakening of technology as well. And so in this moment, you know, the exponential growth curve of technology is giving us the ability to communicate instantaneously with anybody around the world. And that's kind of cool, you know. It's like, hey, we can connect with anyone, and beyond just connecting, we can make shift happen, right? We can make business happen. We can make entrepreneurial ventures happen. Anything that you can imagine in your mind is essentially more easy to happen than it ever has been in all of history. I've seen some data before, like the amount of productivity that one human is able to do in this modern age is like exponentially beyond what people were able to do in the past. And that is because we literally have the Akashic records, the three-dimensional manifestation of the cosmic Akash, the living library, living in the palm of our hands. We have these super smart computers, and essentially we just have to make this thing work like a super smart computer, because this, when used properly, can be the most transformative supercomputer on the face of the planet. It is, bottom line. I think we can all agree upon that. Our brains are supercomputers, and as long as we're feeding ourselves healthy food, healthy thoughts, healthy energy, we're surrounding ourselves with positive people in good environments, and nourishing our body with good emotions, a lot can happen, right? We can achieve a lot. And so today I want to share with you some revelations that I had from my meditation this morning, and you know, and it also is a reflection of some of the recent workshops I've been doing around the world, helping people strategize for their dreams, for their future, for their reality. And you know, if you know me, you know, one of my companies is called Sacred Strategy, and it's because, you know, when you get aligned with your energy, when you get aligned on a soul level, when you get aligned with your mission and your dharma and your karma. And when I say dharma and karma, I'm not getting all religious on y'all. I know a lot of times when I talk religion, people get turned off. When I say karma, karma is essentially when you do your shadow work, or as I like to call it, your shadow twerk. No, I'm just kidding. But essentially, when you start to go on the path of creating a shift in your life and actually deciding to change and transform, there's a lot of, you know, layers that are associated with that. And when you start to go deeper into the layers, you start to pull out the weeds, right? And you start to plant new seeds into your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is your mind in the body. Thank you for sharing the love, you guys. If this video is inspiring, by the way, please share it right now. I'd appreciate reaching out to a wider audience and anyone that you think would resonate with this message. And also, I would love to just open up the lines for questions. If you have any questions about this particular topic, manifesting your reality, tuning your body as an instrument, synchronizing your energy, anything that has to do with this topic, definitely share any questions that you have. Hey, Crystal, nice to see you. Yeah, so essentially, you know, a lot of people, when it comes to manifesting and creating, they get caught into the details, right? We're taught, in the new age, kind of like the secret manifestation lineage is like, you create a vision board, right? And you speak about what you want, you talk about what you want to happen, and these are all great things to do. But a lot of times we get caught into, the what and the how, which is like, oh, I want this new house. We get caught into things, or like the ultimate relationship, or whatever it may be. We try to, really like force our way into manifesting. It's like, oh, I'm trying to manifest it so hard. And it's like, you're really trying to, use the power of the mind to manifest your reality. But we forget that so much of creating our reality comes from the feeling of actually attaining that. I remember, this goes way back to when I was a kid, and my mom, she said, like, when you pray, it's all about, like giving thanks for what it is before you actually have it. Right. And I was like, sure, Mom, whatever. I was a little kid, I didn't care about that stuff. I was a kid. I was playing with my toys and stuff, but then it was interesting, because then when I was a competitive gymnast, and, I was placing first in the state every single year, first in the region. I was in the top 5 in the nation, top 10 in the world in my class. And I was crushing it. I was like 10, 12 years old, just like rocking my game. But here's the thing that is interesting. When I was a competitive gymnast, I didn't know what meditation was. I didn't know what yoga was. When I first saw yoga for the first time, I laughed, and I was just like, dude, that's yoga? They're just stretching. Like, I thought it was funny. But when I saw meditation for the first time, something shifted for me, because I realized when I was a kid, my coaches used to make us sit on the sidelines with our eyes closed and visualize our routines over and over again in our heads. And then they would make us visualize standing in the first place as if we had already won. So that was the process. From the very moment where we're starting our routine, we're in the corner of the floor, we're about to do round off back handspring, whip back handspring, double twisting, fall, stick finish, right? Right before it, like all the way through. And so, and this is a practice that is done by many yogis and many practitioners and many metaphysicians and many meditators. It's all about visualization, but beyond just the visualization, there's the embodiment of the visualization, in a similar way that there's the affirmation, the word that you're speaking, and then the incantation, which is the embodiment of the affirmation. To say, I am limitless. I am limitless. You could just be like, I am limitless, I am limitless, I am limitless, over and over again. Right? You could just say it, but if you don't feel it, then it doesn't necessarily resonate. It doesn't vibrate. And what I mean by that is, if you say the word, I am limitless, yes, the vibration leaves my mouth, it goes into the speaker, you can hear it, you receive that frequency through your speakers, the vibration may settle in. But the only way it's going to work is if you, I am limitless, like I am limitless. If it actually pulses through your body, now it's resonating. Does this resonate? Are you guys feeling this, or am I just like weird over here? Yeah, I'm kind of weird, but it's okay. I like weird. If you're not weird, then you're just weird is a new normal. Are you kidding me? And we gotta like normalize vulnerability here, people. But they say if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. It's time to frickin' stand up and, activate that throat chakra, activate that heart chakra. And on that topic of the heart chakra, right, talking about resonance. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, what's up, Whitney? Yeah, so, essentially there's something in this idea of like resonance science. You may have seen the vibration where they take the salt and they place it onto a vibrating plate, and then it changes the shape into like different types of like sacred geometric structures like this one. And that is called cymatics, cymatics or whatever. Cymatics, look it up. figure out as well. Essentially, what it is it's the science of how frequency creates form. And so in a similar way that you send a vibration, and you can see it resonating on the computer screen, or if you were to look at the vibration of a heartbeat, it's doof, 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 on an EEG, an electroencephalogram, and an electrocardiogram, which is actually the one for the heart, unless electroencephalogram, I believe, is for the head. So everything is vibration, right? Including the light in which we are able to see all of reality. This is the visible spectrum of light, right? You've seen the little thing, visible spectrum of light's like this, and you have infrared rays, and you have ultraviolet rays, and then these two different frequencies are different frequencies of vibration, right? And so we're living in this universe of vibration, this reality, this dimension of vibration. And so in order to truly embody what it is that you're speaking into existence, you literally have to feel it. Now, HeartMath Institute did the research that said that the human heart is 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. And the heart is 100 times stronger electrically than the brain. So electromagnetic, you've got your electromagnetic field, right? You're creating this electromagnetic field. You've got a positive and a negative charge to the field. And essentially, you are a living magnet. Say that right now. If you resonate with that, type it into the comments. I am a living magnet. I am a living magnet. That is such a powerful affirmation to write up on your mirror in the bathroom with a dry erase marker, or if you're really committed, with a permanent marker. No, I'm just kidding. Piss off your roommates. You often talk about that you meditate. How important is meditation when it comes to vibration and affirmation? How important is meditation when it comes to vibration or affirmation? So, good question. Thank you for asking. And honestly, whether you are aware of it or not, you are always meditating on something. You are always meditating on something, whether you are aware of it or not. Now, depending on the spectrum, depending on where you land on the spectrum of consciousness, and the spectrum of how much time you are spending in a state of awareness that you are not necessarily your thoughts, but rather you are the presence of consciousness that observes the thoughts, right? When you're able to disconnect yourself from the thinking mind long enough to begin cultivating and exercising the muscle of staying conscious, of staying awake, that is when we start to realize the importance of meditation. Now, I used to fucking hate meditation. I fucking hated meditation before. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. I was like, I'm going to get way more stuff done when I'm, being productive. But then I started meditating. And then when I started to get into quantum meditation, which is the type of meditation that I teach, and I'll share a link in here to the quantum meditation course that I'm leading. This is a different style of meditation, where traditional meditation is more about quieting the mind and just sitting in silence. I've done programs like that. I've put in my hours into silent meditation and passive meditation. Passive meaning rather the opposite of an active meditation or an embodied meditation, versus a passive meditation, where you're just allowing for the mind to run, allowing for the mind to kind of flow, and you're not really intending anything. There's an intention, a tension that is within, that is leaning into the cutting edge of your conscious evolution. And the more that we can set the intention or lean into that edge of breaking through the boundaries of our unconscious thoughts, our programs, the programmings that are limiting programs, our positive programs are great. Our positive programs that we inherited from our parents, our positive programs that we inherited from society are great. Let's keep those, and let's also become aware that they are there, right? Some people would be like, oh, well, what you always talk about these negative programs. What about the positive ones? It's not about positive or negative. It's about becoming aware that there are programs that are running your consciousness, and 90 to 95% of the time, they're running the show for you. So this is all about manifesting more opportunities, because you might have a belief that says, I only have X amount of opportunities. You can put those into parentheses. X amount equals O opportunities. X equal O. I think we're about to play some crisscross applesauce here. Or no, what is it called? Tic-tac-toe. X, wait, hold on, let me try this again. We're gonna do a diagram here, you guys. X equals O. X equals O. So the amount of opportunities that you have are equal to the amount of opportunities that you think that you have available to you. So that was a really bad math project there. But essentially what it is that if you believe that you have a limitless capacity to manifest opportunities, then you are going to have limitless amounts of opportunities coming to you. But if you currently have, say, only X, say X is actually in your life, X equals 4, like if you have 4 opportunities and you're limited to that set of opportunities, then you're really cutting yourself off from the universe delivering you more opportunities. Here's why. Because if you are at maximum capacity in your program, let me rephrase this. If you are living 90 to 95% of your life unconscious, the average person, in unconscious thought. When you're unconscious, you're living in the program, you're living in the unconscious mind, you're living in the mind that's inside of the body, the hungry mind, the tired mind, lethargic, bored, wanting, needing, not satisfied, the ego. If you're living in that most of the time, you're living in the program, you're operating from that state of awareness, you're not then operating from a limitless state. You're not then operating from your true nature, which is that of the limitless creator, right? You are source manifesting as you at the speed of light right now, right? Are we there? Can we just get there? Because like a lot of times when I talk about this, people are like, well, so you're saying that I am it? And I'm like, fuck yeah, you're it. Yeah, you're it. You've got little cosmic black holes in your eyeballs right now, in your face. Black hole in the middle of your face. Look at it, right? And so if you then were to turn the X here into an infinity sign, I'm going to turn that into an infinity sign. Boom, look at that. Oh, snap. I think we just created a new logo, the X infinity. The X infinity. If you were to then make an affirmation that said, I am an infinite creator of opportunities. So then, as to rather than saying, okay, I'm trying to manifest this one house right now, or I'm trying to manifest like this one thing, when you're doing that, you're in a very deductive state of consciousness, or you're in a very contractive state. You're saying, I want this. Now that's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not good to be specific. But what I'm saying is more on an energetic vibrational frequency, rather than saying, I am only going to manifest this one thing and this is what I'm going to create. What if in your meditation practice, you were to open yourself up to an intention, an inside tension, expanding into the state of, I am attracting limitless opportunities from this moment forward. From this moment forward, infinite opportunities are aligning with you on an energetic level. And all of the resources and the learning and the education and the tools and the technologies, all of the support and resources and financing and funds that you'll need in order to achieve your hero's journey are showing up effortlessly, in perfect timing, and in total synchronicity and harmony. From this moment forward, all of my mind and body and my subconscious is working for the greatest good of my life, for my life right now in this moment, and for every moment from this moment forward. In this moment right now, I call in new opportunities for me and for anyone that's watching this video right now. We're just opening ourselves up to the frequency and the vibration of new opportunities. Now, just by speaking those affirmations, just by freestyling in that way, I'm automatically opening my consciousness up to new opportunities, to new awareness. I'm activating the power of the spoken word, the power of my voice, to send frequency into the field, and it's vibrating, and I'm hearing myself say it. I'm practicing saying that, which is like a unique thing to say, because most of the time people are saying, man, it's like, hey, how's it going, man? It's like, oh, it's just, I don't know, I've just been having some challenges with la da 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 da, and people are just venting to each other, and it's cool. It's cool to vent, don't get me wrong. It's good to like release information, to release what we're holding on to. But there's been moments in my life where I've literally just went and got a psychologist so that I could just go and dump all my shit, not onto them, but into their office, rather than having to go and pay one of my friends or go, it's like, I like to work with people who are I like to hire people who are better than me at certain things that are going to advance me in my career and in my spiritual path. But if I'm just going to vent about something, I just want to vent, sometimes we need that. And so in order, I want to bring it back now. I want to bring it back to synchronizing your energy. Because if your energy is discoherent, if you're in a discoherent state, meaning that your thoughts and your intentions are not in alignment, meaning that what you're doing in the world and how you're feeling right now is so just erratic and sporadic and incoherent, not in alignment. If you feel that, then there's an important effort that needs to be taken to bring that into alignment. So I want to share some things that I've been doing. So I just want to reiterate, we're moving to a state of limitless possibilities for the future. That is the intention. Cool? We're good on that. We're moving into that state of X marks infinity. I am the limitless creator of my reality, my thoughts, my emotions, my intentions, my intention, the tension that I'm putting within. A lot of people are like, oh, I just want to go with the flow and not have any tension. I don't want to try. I just want to allow for things to happen. It's good to allow. It's good to be in a state of allowance and a state of surrender. And there's also the intention of leaning into the edge of expansion. Right? So this is an art. This is a craft. Yes. What's up, Leary? Nice to see you, sweetie. Oh my God. I'm so grateful. Okay, so next up on this talk, what we're going to be talking about on this consciousness cast, this radical reality. I'm curious, what do you like better for my podcast? Consciousness cast or radical reality? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Okay, so essentially, I wanted to share with you guys some of the tools that I've been playing with that have helped me to tune my energy. Because essentially, so as I told you, I meditate every day. And when I meditate, one of the things that I love to tune into, one of the energetic frequencies that I love to tune into is the field of opportunity. And when I say the field of opportunity, I want to reiterate the fact that we live in this vibrational universe, and we also are residing in what many physicists call the quantum field. Quantum physics is the study of subatomic particles and light. Cool? It's basically the science, it's the physics of what's happening right now as your particles are manifesting at light speed. No big deal. It's not rocket science, but it's definitely neuroscience, epigenetics. Epigenetics is the phenomenon of how your genes are just being expressed based on the environment and your emotion and your intentions in every moment. You can actually trigger what's called neurogenesis, which is the creation of new neural synaptic networks, and new neurons can be born right now in this moment. Isn't that cool? You can just will it into existence. You have willpower. You can just You can just will new neurons into existence. And even in my cold therapy and breathwork practice, there's a cool little hack that you can do where you bring your body into hypoxia by breathing, and then you exhale all the way, and you hold it. And then when you can't go any further of holding it, that's when your body starts to release stem cells. So it's like our bodies are these fascinating machines, technologies. Our brains are supercomputers. And the more that we can expand our capacity to understand how it works, the more we can work it. Because it only twerks if you twerk it. What's that? All right, sorry. Back to the drawing board. So let's see. So rather than being specific, tune into the energy and the vibration. So one of the things that I've been exploring my meditation is actually tuning into the sacred geometric shapes of the reality that I want to embody. And what I mean by that is, rather than trying to manifest a brand new car, right? I'm actually just manifesting an energetic signature. I want to tune my body to an energetic vibration of a frequency of the reality that I want to live in. Now, I know I'm going a little bit far here, but let me attempt. Let me just try, all right? Bear with me here. So in this moment, there's something called the fifth dimensional manifestation, right? You got 3D, which is the box that we're in right here. You've got 4D, which is this box over a period of time, right? And you have your timeline, and within that timeline, you have your past and your future, and you're here somewhere in the middle, and you think that all this shit's gonna happen in the future, and you remember all the things that are happening in the past, and you're just basically living unconsciously in the program, right? So that's 4D. Well, 5D is like vertical timelines, meaning that there's infinite timelines stacked up on top of each other, and essentially you can jump between different boxes, right? You could just like work your way up. You could just climb that ladder and be like, oh, let me just see what it would be like if I just felt maybe a little bit better. Or maybe if I just like turn myself on a little bit more to an emotional state of joy, like, what would it feel like if I could just let things get a little bit better, right? And I know I'm getting a little bit weird, and I know I'm getting a little bit embodied. I hope that I'm not turning anyone off, and I hope that I'm turning you on. I'm just kidding, but seriously, turn yourself on. Go help yourself. No, sorry, I'm getting all mixed up. I have this book that I want to write, because originally I was going to write a book called Go Help Yourself. And it's like the self-help book section, it's like go fuck yourself, but go help yourself. And then the second one would be called Go Fuck Yourself, which would be like the sacred sexuality handbook for making love to your higher self, basically. What do you guys think? Would you read that book, Go Fuck Yourself, or would people just be like, go fuck yourself, like, screw you, I'm not going to read your book? Okay, so sometimes I just talk too much, and these videos get really long. I don't even know. There's no timer on this thing, so I don't know. I'm just rolling with it. So anyway, so you're tuning into the frequency and the vibration of the quantum potential that you want to experience, essentially. It's like, if there's infinite dimensions that are stacked up on top of each other, it doesn't mean that you need a fucking ladder and you're actually going to climb up into three-dimensional reality. No, it means that you are tuning your frequency to a higher frequency. And when I say frequency, think about it this way. If you change your awareness, you change your frequency. If you change your mind or your perception, you're changing your frequency. Cool? So it's like in the same way that if you were to just put on a pair of sunglasses, it would change the frequency of the light that would come into your experience. You're just putting on a new, it's like you're changing the Instagram filter, you're just like, oh, hey, check out this photo. Well, let me just make it look better, right? So then I feel better about myself, and it even makes me perceive that moment was a little bit different, right? Those Instagram filters. Well, it's like you can actually filter your reality in this present moment by just changing your emotional state. And this is what we teach a lot about in the Mind Lab, and we practice in the Quantum Meditation Mastery program. And it's really about encoding yourself and collapsing the wave of the quantum field, collapsing the wave of the field, the wave function of the quantum field. Essentially, it's like downloading an operating system that upgrades your your operating system so that you can understand how to collapse the wave of the potential of your future and essentially pull that future to you by changing your energetic state and starting to synchronize your energy. And I think that this is where I'm actually starting to tie this whole thing together. The particles of the story and all the banter of this whole video are finally starting to collapse. Because if you recall when I was talking about cymatics, you remember cymatics where they put the salt or the sand on the vibrating plate and it goes into these sacred geometric shapes, right? So essentially what we're doing is we're actually vibrating and changing our frequency, and it's changing our reality. And I know it sounds freaky, and I know you're probably like, I don't believe you, Jonathan. You need to shut up. Well, hey, we're in this together, all right? We're all evolving consciousness together. And the cool thing is that we are on the cutting edge right now. So this conversation, I know a lot of people who are like, Jonathan, you're talking too much about quantum physics. You don't have a wide enough lab coat in order to talk that way. And I'd be like, bro, I've got all the bleach in the world to whitewash your mouth out with, all right? Keep your opinion to yourself, because what I'm talking about, sorry, I'm just like talking shit right now. But like essentially what I'm talking about is that we are at the precipice of the evolution of the connection between science and spirituality. There's a great bridge that is taking place right now, and you and me have the opportunity to actually try it out, to be one of the people that tests this and to create new approaches to it, and to actually say, oh, interesting, okay, so you're saying that our brains are supercomputers, oh, and you're saying that we can change dimensions, and you're saying that scientists and physicists have agreed that, you know, we're living in an interdimensional world. So what does that mean? And you can actually be one of the forerunners. You can create anything, because again, remember, according to the diagram, it's infinite now. It's a blank sheet of canvas right now, but essentially, remember, X equals infinity. Your opportunities, the amount of opportunities that you have, are infinite. From this moment forward, right now, there's no telling what will happen. And depending on how attuned you are to the frequency and the vibration of infinite opportunities, depending on how attuned you are to the joy of the potential of creating the life of your dreams, depending on how well practiced and how well versed you are at saying yes to the emerging opportunities of your dream happening, depending on how well versed you are at speaking your affirmations into existence so that when they actually happen, you know what they look like, right? So many people, when I'm doing mastermind sessions with people and brainstorming and business storming and dream storming with people, you know, it's like we're talking about what is it that you want to create, and so many people are like, I don't know, or they have a vague idea, but it's like, how deep is your dream? How deep is your dream? And how deep is your capacity to dream? If you could only see my Google document, my Google Drive, if I were to show you my Google Drive, you would know how deep my dreams go. I have so many proposals, so many business plans, presentations, like it's just ridiculous. Like I'm constantly casting, ConsciousnessCast, just casting new ideas into the field. Let's see. So Justin says, I think this is a marketable name for sure. Hashtag clickbait. Which one? Which name are you talking about? Are we talking about Radical Reality or ConsciousnessCast? I appreciate the comments here, you guys. Thank you for joining me here today. Any other questions before I wrap it up here? I think that I explained the title of the Consciousness Cast. I think I actually did it. I kind of did it. How to manifest more opportunities by synchronizing your energy, becoming the limitless creator of your own destiny. By tuning your body as an instrument to limitless opportunities, you can make yourself available to the widespread variety of opportunities that are waiting to be attracted to you, that are waiting to be said yes to. But if we're so trained in saying no, or seeing the limitation, or if we're so unconscious living in the programs of saying no, then it's going to be hard for us to say yes, right? So say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. I say yes. Cool. So a couple updates. Number one is that if you're interested in learning quantum meditation mastery, I've got a program up right now. It's live. It's hot. People are like, dude, this is crazy. It's working. I had the best day of work of my life today. People are having crazy visions and just sending me messages left and right. So I'm stoked to offer this, you guys. It's fucking epic. And it's one of the most important things that you can do, especially if you have an issue with your smartphone or technology. If you're getting too much screen time in, it's important to be cultivating consciousness. You just close your eyes, get your eye mask, get your coffee or your tea, get yourself in a nice seated position and go yin. This is not your traditional meditation practice. This is not a passive meditation. This is an active meditation. This is a manifestation 101 course. And I deeply encourage you to test it out. Try it out for yourself. Second of all, if you're interested in coming to Guatemala in January, I'm going to be doing we've amazing team of crew that are coming out to Guatemala, and we have an opportunity for you to be an affiliate. So if you want to get paid to help us promote this event, you just sign up, you get a link, and you share your link, and anyone that buys through your link, you get it straight to your PayPal. So even if you don't want to come, you still have an opportunity to make some money and also open up the opportunity to people that need something like this, because some people are in need of a fucking epic adventure. You know, bottom line, some people really need to just get out of the box and get, you know, some people are going through some challenging times, and honestly, Lake Atitlan, Guatemala is a spiritual vortex for people from around the world to go on spiritual adventures and quests. And you're surrounded by coffee fields and cacao fields and the lake and 3 volcanoes. It's out of this world. I'm so excited to go back. I think I might even buy some property there or something, because I really want to be a part of the developing, burgeoning community of Lake Atitlan. I'm pumped about it, and I feel like you should be too, but I also don't think we should use the word should, so I'm offering the opportunity to try it on once again. And then also this month in Portugal, I'm going to be doing a series of events here, all about quantum meditation, all about the Mind Lab, biohacking and future mapping for leaders and luminaries, and we'll also be going into some sacred sexuality for manifesting your reality. And so that's been a new kind of, development over the years I haven't really talked about, because I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be the weird tantra guy, and I don't plan on hosting those weird tantra retreats, but I do think it's important to to have the talk, right? Like the talk, we need to talk. It's I found something in your drawer last week, and I want to talk about it. It's this book that says Sacred Sexuality, and I wanted to know if I could read it. No. Basically, it's, we need to have a new talk. We need to have a new talk with society, with our friends, with our family. We need to up-level what it is, why this is important, why it's a powerful technology, and we need to undam it, because I think that it's gotten so damned by the mainstream media, and it's just, it needs to be polished and to be brought back to the world, because oh my god. Oh yeah. So anyways, I'm going to be here in Portugal for the next month, here with Nomad X. Check out nomadx.com. They're still in their beta, but basically it's a platform that's like Airbnb, but for nomads. It's way cooler than Airbnb, and it's more effective as far as cost effective as well. And so I'll be doing some events out here, and then yeah, lots of good stuff happening. If you're interested in doing a sacred strategy, intuitive life path design session with me, hit me up. My ability to basically work with you to tap into your life story, the story of your soul's quest, your journey, what it is that you are being called to create on this planet. You basically give me some information, and then my brain, like a supercomputer, starts to actually tune into your future. And that's my superpower. And we will actually create a strategy and get crystal clear on what it is that you are doing and how to do it, how to bring it to the world, how to become a digital nomad, how to level up in your company, how to elevate your marketing, whatever it is, whether it's business or healing trauma. Like, that's my jam, you guys. So this has been my 2 cents of sharing my practice here, and I appreciate you all coming and joining me with these cork walls, and here at the same but different co-living space here in Lisbon, Portugal. It's such a beautiful place. I'm so stoked to be here, and thank you guys for hanging out with me today. This video, I think, was a juicy one. So if you're just arriving now, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna bring it to a close, and I encourage you to get back into it, share it, like it, love it, comment on it, and then hit me up if you're down to connect, because I'd love to flow with y'all. Cool. Peace, love, and aloha from here in Portugal, sending you my love and peace in the Middle East. What? Yeah. Lots of love.